Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are going to go over my stacking buff build, that I'm going to call it, for the Gunslinger. Now, you don't have to build her this way. You can also build her other ways, but I'm going to go over how I'm building mine currently, and then the alternate way that you can build her for Peacekeeper in just a minute, that I might be swapping over to as well. I'm kind of in the flux of figuring out which way I want to play, but right now this is what I'm playing. For me, for the stats, I am currently going 50% crit and then 25-25 spec swift, just to kind of more for comfiness for me, to be able to kind of maneuver around, get the skills off cooldown, and nice fluid rotation. Feels great to me. And this is kind of what I'm doing. She's currently working on her way up to level 50 or to 60. Ideally, I would end up, getting target down all the way up there, sharpshooter on up, dual buckshot up, perfect shot on up, and I'll end up probably dropping bullet rain down, just to be able to get, all these skills. I'll end up kind of playing around with which skills that I would want and kind of go from there. Make it kind of play the style that way. But at least the sniper skills, what I'm doing is 3-1 or 3-3-2. So the muscle spam to kind of increase the duration and help with the stagger, because she has low stagger, and increase the perfect damage on the perfect zone, and kind of suits well with the engraving to increase damage at the 50% mark or less. So it kind of helps out there, and more damage on hitting that perfect zone. Alternatively, you can do this, but not very many people do that I've seen, but this is what I'm doing. Catastrophic, giving it tenacity, the cutthroat, doing the same thing, get more damage out of it when I get down to the 50%. And doing the claymore, then it goes off a couple times after that, which is nice. Alternatively, you can run this if you need more tripods, but that's kind of one of the things you can kind of flux around with. Putting an overwhelm rune to help out with even more stagger. Focus shot, quick aim. Again, the damage at 50% or less. And the final strike to do increased damage on the final shot that it does. Target down, quick aim, large magazine, and Heaven's Calls. I mean, you can do either one of these. Which one? I just like having this one. If I'm going to use Peacekeeper, where I get bonus damage when they're less than 50%, I'm going to take advantage on all the skills to stack on top of that. Dual buckshot, a tight spot to remove the back attack and increase the crit rate on it, and the damage. Outgoing damage for enhanced fire, and final strike, just to kind of do that. Helps out a lot there. Sharpshooter, same thing, and a tight spot. Special bullet to raise that up, and Guardian's Breath. Alternatively, I could do shotgun rapid fire and a tight spot, enhanced shot, and special bullet. That's what I could end up doing as well. And all the remaining ones have Gilwin. For the pistol skills, currently Spiral Tracker for adding crit chance for everybody up to 10%. I'd slap on a bleed rune. Somersault, just kind of maneuver around. Peacekeeper, I leveled it up to level 4 to get the excellent mobility, just to kind of charge it forward, get me closer when I'm doing that, because it has literally no movement as soon as you shoot it the first time. So having that extra 6 meters that you move forward is really nice for me. Bullet Rain is the DPS skill that I use in this. Gale Wind on it, Tight Spot, Rapid Fire, and Flame Shot, just to increase its damage. Kind of nice. Dexter Shot, I can add the crit chance to people, but I also kind of use it to kind of maneuver my way around the boss and stuff, or get me out of tight situations. That's the same thing I use Somersault for, so kind of a double movement skills in the pistol. Equilibrium, another crit rate one, but it lasts longer. And the last one is Quick Step. This life absorption is really nice because then I hit them and it increases my attack and movement speed. And if the foe's not immune to the second perk, it's really nice to have that. For gems and stuff, I'm trying to work on the last 4 damage gems here. But target down, focus shot, get both. Catastrophic gets us the damage. Bullet Rain get just the damage. Perfect shot get just the damage. Sharpshooter and dual buckshot get cooldowns as well as attack. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. For the engravings, if I got a better lucky on the stone and stuff like that, I would end up having Peacekeeper up to level 3, Ether Predator 1, and I wouldn't have any of these, of course, but Perfect World Scenarios, Adrenaline level 3, Grudge 3, and Hitmaster 3 in King Blunt. The reason why I would go up to level 3 on here is just to increase the damages on everything and the thresholds and everything like that. Really nice, because all that Ether Predator does once when you hit the max stacks is it gives you, if you do level 3, is a 15% increase, while this gives a variety of other buffs. Alternatively, instead of running Ether Predator, I would end up running Peacekeeper 1 and Curse Doll level 3 if I wasn't doing the stacking for the 5x3 plus 1. But right now I didn't get lucky, so I'm just running off like this. Now when I get to Ancient and stuff, and if I'm keeping this character, this will stay up to go up to +3, and this would become +2 because it's an overall still higher damage than Curse Doll at level 2. That's what I would end up doing for my own account for this, and just kind of show you with that. For the cards, doing the Light of Salvation, because I don't need the Lost Wind Cliff for the extra 7% crit chance, because this right here comfortably sits at a whopping 38% crit there, as well as plus King Blunt and everything else. I end up calculating around 75% chance of crit, and that's in shotgun stance. Actually, that was without shotgun stance. If you go into shotgun stance plus the shotgun stance stuff, I'm about a 90% crit chance on top of everything. So really, really, this is my comfortable style of play, and I don't max over cap on the crit to high damage. We are running the Salvation set to increase just pure damage, as well as gives us survivability at the 2-piece set. This level 1 set, you end up getting, with all the stack and stuff, a 42% increase of damage. You get about the same as with Nightmare, but Nightmare you have to use your Awakening every time to activate it, so if you like using your Awakening, feel free to use Nightmare. But for me, for the stacking build, I am running Salvation because this stacks up. It gives me the survivability at max stats if I go below, the threshold below 30% HP, and I take less damage for 8 seconds from whoever. It kind of gives me nice survivability, as well as it gives me attack speed, so more attack speed to kind of get my stuff off faster, and then I'm not kind of sit and duck with the shotgun skills or the sniper skills that take just a moment longer. So honestly, it feels really, really nice to me. The only thing that I would like is if the Ether Predator would actually prop up a lot better, but it's kind of wherever you're standing at that it pops up. And sadly, where this guy doesn't go below 50, can't really show the full potential of this, but every time that I'm using a skill, it comes right on off cooldown every time I do a stance swap, and I can usually fit within the buff window of that 10 seconds or 12 seconds to get all this off pretty close, because this one ends up having the extra 30% crit from the last one, so I really use that one last, and I just kind of continue to cycle through, and then I get the bonus damage from Ether Predator and the defenses as well from it, so I kind of just become damage and a tank at the same time, or get tank here for survivability for me. So that is my stacking Gunslinger build. Let me know what kind of style that you are playing on your Gunslinger down below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.